Hi everybody and welcome back to Get A Tradesman. So today I thought I'd speak about something that's becoming more and more popular, especially over the recent years, but we're finding more people making inquiries about air conditioning units. So we thought let's take a look at how much does it cost, sorry for rubbing my eyes, bit of hay fever, how much does it actually cost to get to one, actually get air conditioning and what are the options, and two, how much is the installation. Okay, now obviously with most things in the UK, depending on where you are, okay, depending on what type of system you get, prices can vary as a general rule. So what we're going to do is just basically do an average what you should be looking at budgeting at the end of the day. Okay, so obviously in the UK you've got your three main systems. So you've got the 12,000, the 18,000 and 24,000. Okay, so with the 12,000, okay, which is for a wall mounted or split air conditioning unit, okay, you're looking at about 750 quid. Okay, so that's not a lot of money. With the 18,000, you're looking at about £940. And with the 24,000, you're looking at around about £1,090. So they're the ballparks you should be looking at spending and budgeting for specifically. Okay, for each unit. Okay, now when it comes to the labour cost, okay, you're going to be looking at paying labour of about £1,150. Okay, now obviously if you're having multiple units, okay, obviously the labour cost is going to go up at the end of the day. Obviously if it's just one unit, just going in one room, okay, that's the kind of price you're going to be looking at when it comes to it at the end of the day. Okay, so it's not a massively expensive thing, you know. Average room you're looking at a 12,000. Okay, so realistically you're looking at paying less than £2,000, about £1,900. My maths ain't the best, so you're gonna be looking at around about £1,800 to £1,900, somewhere in that kind of ballpark. But the funny thing is, how much does it actually cost to run? Because that's the most important thing. You know, it's one of those things that a lot of people worry about. You know, is it going to be expensive? You know, we all moan about fans and everything. You know, I whine at my kids. You know, my kids have already started switching their fans on. You know, and I go in their bedroom, you know, this afternoon, and I find that it's been on for like 5 hours, and they haven't even been at home, and I'm going absolutely ballistic because it's a waste of electricity at the end of the day. So the reality is are they really that expensive to actually run actual air conditioning units? And the reality is it only costs about 10 to 25p per hour. So it's not incredibly expensive. You know, obviously if you have several of them, you know, if you're in a 3-bedroom house, you know, one in the living room, don't know, one in your own bedroom, where else might you have one? I would say in the kids' bedroom, but I'd rather annoy my kids by not letting them have one in their bedroom. So let's say one in mine and my wife's bedroom, one in the living room, keep those 2 rooms nice and cool. You're looking at, what, 50p an hour? You know, my wife's at home from about 4 o'clock after she's picked the kids up from school into in the evening. She's probably going to switch it off by about 8 o'clock. So there's 4 hours. So realistically, you're looking at what, £2 a day, 14 quid a week. Not a lot of money at the end of the day. So it is pretty reasonable at the end of the day for what the actual fundamental cost is going to be. You know, so those are the main costs when it does come to it. Obviously, like with anything, the more of them you get, companies are always willing to do a deal with you. Okay, so obviously, if you are looking to get multiple rooms, don't just get one at a time. Get them all at the same time. Get the best deal you can. I hope this answers a lot of people's questions. If you do have any more questions or queries, don't hesitate. Just drop us a message, or you can go to our website as well, which is www.getatradesman.co.uk, and just drop us a message on there, and we'll try and get back to you. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.